Trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Well, good morning. Let's turn the cam on. Where are you? Oh no, I have to fix the camera. We'll do that later. But first, let's before I go into things, some few things to discuss. Let's grab the links. So there's link 1, and here's link 2. Okay, so let's grab this. I'm just gonna make it big. I should do this every time. I think that's much better for you guys, right? All right, so what happened yesterday, after having quite a bit of a slow meltdown, and we pulled a few ticks out of here, but not much. And then trend finally gave and reversed. So we're going to say this is distribution here. Basically, the way I look at it is we've had distribution up and around this area for a long time. And then really around here, this is kind of the middle, and then we've balanced out here. So there is a possibility that there's another step down here at 24. And you know, obviously they're going to have to test those at some point. But I don't know if it's going to happen today, because last night was like the most range bound I think things have ever been. So like, just look here in ZF. This is the one where the volume is equal. You can see they had a little bit of a move up and then it came back. So this is an indication to me that the market is not interested in moving. So and it's a Friday, so that first we got to keep that in mind. I don't think there's any news today, is there? So there's Canadian news, Canadian CPI and things like that. But that news generally doesn't move us. So yeah, the opportunity today does not look good. And so if I do take any trades, they're going to be like 1 ticks. Okay, so the initial move was down. So there's that, at least. Okay, but something more interesting. The cryptocurrencies moved quite significantly, in fact. $500 up. And you can see here now, Bitcoin Cash has made a higher high. Very significant higher highs matter. Okay. I don't know what the probabilities are, but you know, it's a good sign. Okay. Bitcoin itself has not, although it has beaten out the high from around here. So we've got something going. Let's look at Ethereum.
Tucker said looking for Y low 230 and big low 215 to go.
Well, that fell pretty quickly there while I was yapping, didn't it? So here's Ethereum, and it's kind of similar. Obviously,
GM happy 420.
Ethereum has fallen significantly, so you know what, we're just below this February 4th low. I don't know. Ethereum might not be as good of a mover, but it's looking good for my head fake scenario. I don't know if today is the day to sell or not, though. I'm still thinking about it. We'll see. We're gonna have to fill that one out, but I don't really like my setup here in Treasuries. So we might mess around with the Bitcoins today, which I'm sure you guys would love to participate in. So let's see here. Let's type a few things. Discord's being a little slow. That sucks. Okay, well, we're just gonna let this develop a little bit. I might want to try and take one between 26 and 26 half. That looks like a decent one tick opportunity. I don't know though. They did just try and. I mean, I'm tempted to try it, but I don't think that's a good idea. Let's eat first. Let's eat first. All right.
Dave said GM. Maybe a good day for me to watch some more knobs vids. Tucker said no way, it's a Friday. These next few hours are made especially for punts to get back the money you lost this week. Smiling face with open mouth.
Okay, well, if I had decided to take that one tick trade between 26 and 26.5, I would have gotten filled, so.
Tucker said I used to punt on Fridays, then I took M off because I did so poorly on that day, then I decided to perform agnostic of days, so here I am watching and waiting. And
Yeah.
I've seen some weird
stuff go down on a Friday before, you never know. I think that there is a lot of opportunity on Friday. Absolutely. Is just this particular one. The overnight range really discourages me. That's the thing that's really getting to me. That's why I'm like, we could definitely take it here. There's a good chance that we just continue to distribute around this 26 and 26.5. And the longer it goes, the harder it's going to be to get filled. That's why I'm still kind of hesitant to put it in. Plus, it's really hard for me to know which side of it
Tucker
to take.
said might not be a bad idea.
Because the problem with this is that if I go long 26, if I just got filled there and I'm waiting to get filled 26.5, what if they decide to take it down here, Or what if you got filled on the 26 half first and it went against you, right? Like, you're technically, because your limit, you're by its very nature fading. And since we don't have a clear trend, it's really difficult to know which side to take first. So I can only say probably your chances of getting filled on both sides are pretty good. But I think that, this trade has been like a 60, 70% winner for this. Because of the location, it probably decreases the probability a little bit.
Dave said, quick question, CQG or rhythmic? My AMP funds went through activating my ACCT.
Okay, so that is a great question, Dave. Are you? I don't know if you're listening right now or not. So I use rhythmic, and here's why I ended up using rhythmic.
Dave said listening.
Okay, you are listening. Here's why I ended up using rhythmic, and it kind of doesn't matter anymore. But in the beginning, rhythmic.
Keith said, I think 275 is an important spot to watch. Quite the step there from previous RTH sessions.
Okay, good point, Keith. So in the beginning, when Jigsaw was created, there was kind of this thing that was like, oh, there's no charts. So in order to get your charts, you have to have NinjaTrader and Jigsaw Day Trader open at the same time, which means that you have to connect in twice. And of course, that's bad for, usually you have to pay a fee to be able to connect to their server twice with two applications. But because they had this day trader thing, they said, okay, we're going to allow you to connect twice. And that's always the way they did it, especially with the combines, because with the combines, the only way that you can actually truly see what it's doing and where you're at, you have to be able to open up Rhythmic to be able to see that. So when I did it, I tried to get the CQG to work through CQG, and it just didn't go. So I ended up having to do Rhythmic so that I could have them open at the same time. And then actually, eventually they got rid of that. And since I was already on Rhythmic, I just, I had a demo account. So NinjaTrader connects to the demo account, and Jigsaw connects to the real account, and that's how I do my data. Now, probably at some point I will change it so that NinjaTrader is the one that gets the data, and I just pass through the data through their tunnel thing to DayTrader. But yeah, so yeah, so the thing that I've noticed that the data is a little bit different, but it's pretty trivial difference. CQG is cheaper, but Rhythmic will route your orders faster, and you pay a little extra fee for that better routing from Rhythmic. So yeah, that's the thing. But your platform is a much bigger determinant in this situation. Now with CQG, I don't know about the demo, but the demo thing doesn't matter either, because I had to get an account to be able to trade demo. Now you can use your prod data and use Jigsaw's demo trader, and then that doesn't matter either. But of course that matters which one you're using. If you're using Sierra Chart, I think they have their own built-in simulator too. So, and if I recall correctly, Dave was going to go with Sierra Charts, right? So probably for you, it might just be better to do CQG because it's cheaper routing. So yeah, that's the whole unabridged CQG versus Rhythmic. Oh, what does Trade the Traders got going on here? He has a target at 120.20. And he's long 26 halves? Hmm. You know, I don't know. He's pretty good with the volume profile stuff, and there is at 20 an interesting spot in the profile. But I really think that if we were even able to get up to 120 even, there's going to be so much resistance there. I really think this trade is highly unlikely. Now it's trading in a 3-tick range, so that's good. It's done it multiple times, in fact, so you could easily have gotten filled at 25 half and 26. There's some Japanese again. I don't know if our friend that can read Japanese is here. Well, here we are at the bottom, so could we buy 25 half and get filled at 60? Let's see. I'm not going to put it in, but let's see. I guess not. So that's is where I'm kind of saying that in this situation you can definitely get some ranges, but it's harder to pick them out. Oh, Tucker already asked. Well, I'd have to say pretty likely to break a new low now. Hmm. Okay, so that was a level break. Whoa. Well, now we got something. There's some interest here at least. Well, 23 was yesterday's low. And we're already seeing a lot of volume here, so okay. Unable to break yesterday's low as of yet. And an uptick. ZF did take lower. ZB did not. I'm gonna post the charts. Let's look really quick. I'll show you guys since I haven't done that in a couple of days. Bum 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 ba dum. Where are they? Where are projects? 420. So this is the interesting one. This is where we bought. I wonder if it's just gonna go back up above 1,000. Hmm. Such a difficult call. Oh yeah, how's our Verge doing? There was buy yesterday and it's been flat since then. That's interesting. GOP goes full banana republic with demands to jail Comey, McCabe, and Clinton. Okay. But all of the demands to jail all of the guys on Donald Trump's side of the aisle that you've been going on for a year ago aren't the same thing? Pretty significant uptick there. That looked like they didn't put a lot of bid on it, but all three they did it at the same time, and the level twos changed significantly when it happened. Trump grumbles that Gorsuch is too liberal after immigration case vote. I think he made the right choice, though. Sotomayor injury more severe than initially believed. Ooh. It's a shoulder injury. Oh, okay. Phew. Well, all the liberals are taking a sigh of relief. Do I own Potcoin, or are we talking about Verge? Which one? Yeah, I forgot to unmute Discord, so you guys missed all their comments. So Tucker asked level break where? So when they broke the overnight low at 24, you saw 3K trade there, and then they cleared 24 and put some volume up on it, and then 8 went through at 23 halves, which were stops. But the thing I didn't expect was then they hit 23 halves with 4K as well. And then after that, we've been kind of having back and forth. So maybe that was all they were going to take and they're getting out. I don't know. But 2 of them in a row. Kind of interesting. They lull you to sleep before making the big move, make you second and third guess to make mistakes, and then boom, out of nowhere, yep. Donald Trump says, so General Michael Flynn's life can be totally destroyed while shady James Comey can leak and lie and make lots of money from a third-rate book that shouldn't have never have been written. Is that really the way life in America is supposed to work? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I think this whole Comey book drama has worked in Donald Trump's favor. Because before, it was all, oh, James Comey is a man of unquestionable integrity and a serious person. And, you know, for him to be fired is just an absolute travesty. And then he comes out, his book isn't that good. He's kind of caught himself in a couple of, choppy situations in his interviews. He's said some things that he probably regrets, and he's said some things that could lead to prosecution. And so it kind of takes off that image of him as this person of impeccable, unquestionable. I'm not sure that the public thinks that he's dishonest, but I don't think they hold him in the same esteem that they did before. And so advantage Trump. You want to take the reversal here? And I was thinking, hey, that 24 looks attractive. I don't know. So because it's a Friday and I have a tendency to think on Friday it's going to range, I would think that we would want to fade it and try and trade it back to the VWAP or at least to 25. But because it's Friday, that also just means that it's going to try and mess with me. So maybe that means that they're actually going to head right back down and make another new low.
Tucker said, Seth, the reversal is done. You would have needed to buy 235s or 230s and be scaling out here, or maybe 250.
I think I think he can get to 250. Just because of the drop in the profile. Should at least touch it. We haven't touched it, right? No. It would be... It's too attractive not to do it. It might go back to 26. We don't know. Well, so are they going to take a new low now, you think, though? Or do you think you would buy 23 halves again? What, you'd get filled along there. You'd get filled along and you'd probably be stressing out right now. Okay. This is a definite interest area. It's putting me to sleep, guys. You see me going here? Oh. Looking a little better there. Okay. So you'd get at least one tick. But they only got one out of it.
Tucker said those lows sure are a tough nut to crack.
What are they saying? The Bitcoin channel. Bitcoin Cash got a mention on CNBC and it went soaring up. Well, it had already kind of started moving up before that, though. It was just extension.
IQ said have patience for HRSN to go LOL.
Could still happen, depending on equities. I don't know. We just don't have anything to talk about today, guys, do we? I don't just feel sleepy. Ugh.
IQ said ZB sitting at 16.
Oh, 16. Well. Well. I don't know if they can take it here. This is not. This is unexpected. And it's looking so weak, too. It seems suspicious to me. It's been so strong, and then they're just going to tick through it with 1,000? No way. So that had to have been a lure. Okay, so they did tick up, down, rather. Well, now below 23.
Tucker said S230.
Yeah.
IQ said money mouth face.
Remember, that low was 23. Why 22? 22 was the pivot from March. The last pivot from March. So they must want to test it. They're coming in one at a time. Three by three, so it's equal level 2 interest.
IQ said I.imager.com.
A lot of level 2 shenanigans that seem to be cascading, but not actually pushing a ton of volume in. Okay.
Bot said 143.12 is not really a new low, it was a retest of yesterday's low. IQ said I.imager.com.
In ZB. Well, now back and forth here at 23 a few times. Okay. So just looking at ZF, we should have a little bit of room to go, because that move down wasn't that extreme in ZF. And it's been lately, it's been ZF going too far that's been stopping it. So
Tucker said come on Z and crack for me.
it looks at the moment that this particular setup is not drawing many people to action yet. Perhaps if ZB
Tucker
ticked
said
down
50K
again.
traded between 235 and 230. And 741 on lows. Geez.
Mine shows 752. That's interesting. Oh, look, there's John. How's it going, buddy?
Tucker said time delay.
Oh, he responded to me earlier, too. Oh, I gotcha. He's been out of town this week.
IQ said i.imager.com. Bot said ZB could be looking to test prior demand level from March 21, 143.09, 142.30. Tucker said few people starting to lean on 225.
Some people starting to lean on 225.
Tucker said, Seth, what's your target in the short?
I think that we probably have to watch 220, right? I don't know. So here's the thing. We had a break. Well, let's not call this a break. Okay, here we were really, really balanced. Then we came out of that balance to the lows. We ticked down. And then it was pretty balanced up in through here. So now the question is...
said for the moment all we have is a double bottom at 143.12.
Yes. So the question is it going to continue to be like this and be like a slow bubble down? Or are we going to get another flush? So if we get another flush, I think that this 20 here, 20 even is a good target. That time though, they did tick the new low. Okay, and you see there's people willing to push back at 225 now. And not a ton that traded at 22. Yeah. It ticked back up to 23 way too easily. Okay. That might have been just them. You notice they're pulling both ways now? I don't think that was the break. See all of this size here below us? Like especially that there's people on both sides of it. Like that there's a 5 right after the 22. I think is one clue. I mean, The problem with level 2 is always like, that's definitely
IQ
target.
said, Seth, you like shorting on lows?
I do. I definitely do. That means that somebody thinks it's going to get there, but that also means that it's going to be harder for it to get through because it's people getting out. Okay. Three there. Now the thing is that it's 12. It's 12 and ZB is the one that we're looking to break, right? To break lower, we need to see it in ZB. And you have these two above it. Okay. Get it lined up to the way that I want it. So we need to see a good offer here at 13. Right now it's balanced.
IQ said ZBZN at lows.
Gosh dang. Okay, so that time the ZF ticked up and that's what pushed us up. And then the firm bid there at 17. 3/4.
Tucker said, hate sweating this out. Should have been paid by now.
I think that I should have taken that iceberg at 22.5 that we had just seen just before it ticked up here. I was patiently waiting on a good bid at 13. It might still happen. See, that was a good take. Do you see that? The only 433 traded that 17, even though there was like 1,800 bid. So that was fake. And now we're looking at the 12 and we have a better offer. I think that we might get it now. Yeah, it's pulling. I want that to be at least 300.
Tucker said, go ZB go.
Come on. No, it's all the cheerleading.
Tucker said also ZN, because that's the product I'm short.
Right, right. There's actually even some fiddling at the 12. Oh, okay, now they put 500 on the 13. They want to bust it. Look at that. Now it's only 5. Yeah, they're clearing it.
Tucker said trend daytime.
good. Okay, so now this is looking like our
Heath said short 22.
scenario 2, where they didn't just bubble down. Now it's got to go a few ticks. And there's the 09. Notice the 1000 at 03. Possible.
Tucker said bidding 210. Tucker said filled.
Yep. I'm liking 210 as well, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna get it. Okay. Well, let's watch this next downtick. Main reason I like 210 at the
IQ said
moment.
that 03 seems doable.
Yeah. No, they're
Heath said +1. Tucker said I scatter bids throughout the levels as we approach my target range. Lets me pull and stay in the flow / in the moment. Also I feel like a real trader when I click all the time LOL.
I try to avoid clicking a lot. Because on the top step simulator, clicking actually increased your fees for some reason. Yeah. Okay, so we got a little bit of a pullback in ZB, and it is on its third deviation down. So we are looking at a place where you're likely to have some sort of a pullback. They have not really hit this 215 that hard yet, have they? Games.
Heath said yay Tucker. No pillow for you today, smiling face with open mouth.
I'm just gonna take 3. Because I mean, that's going to be a 7K at 21. No way.
Heath said that's actually a pretty good idea to get good K positions.
Yeah. Well, somebody was trying to put on another level break there, but I don't know if they're gonna get it.
Tucker said what it looked like as I went to exit. I was previously bid +2 to +4, but pulled as it cracked.
Mm.
Bot said ZB stalled at one of the 10s. Typical behavior.
Oh, yeah. If I had been bid 21, I still wouldn't be filled. 21.5 has gone back and forth several times, though. Okay, maybe now we have a chance of a fill. Oh. Jigsaw Day Trader has a 2M release today. In this version, we introduce trailing stop and trailing limit orders. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. Let's read their full lists because it looks like they made a couple of good. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So the big thing is a clearing a trailing limit orders. What is that? He has a vid. Does he have a video? Oh, okay. So you can add them on, but they don't. They're not automatic yet, but they're going to add them to exit strategies soon. Soon. Still not filled. Possible now, depending on when you put it in. Okay, there you go. Maybe I should have waited it out. I don't know. What do you think? I think that taking +3 was the right choice.
Juice said 10 is 100% of last week's ZB range. Tucker said last couple days ZN down ES down.
Yeah. Okay, so on that tick up at 21, there was some fighting. Still fighting. It's now almost 18,000 traded there, which is
Block
a
buy.
lot. And a block buy. Whoop.
Tucker said today made up for this week's losers. Seth, I think you could have bid the 210s and watched for signs of it coming back big. You might have had to bail for +2 or +1 though, so from a risk.
So from a risk standpoint, it's tough to stay. Yeah. That's the thing. I didn't really see any like obvious signs that they wanted to go lower. And it was so thick there. You know, we just traded so much there that I really think that you know, I had the +3 and I don't need to get a ton, so I think it was okay. Certainly, well, how do we say this? We can't say that it was a mistake to take the profit at 21.5. Okay, the mistake was probably when it was icing there the first time. We probably should have taken a profit at +4, because we know that there's a tendency, for whatever reason, that where I tend to get in at, that we tend to just get the +4 and then turn around sometimes when we're range bound. So I think maybe I should have just put in my +4 and just left it and let it fill and then see if it goes through. Because it's a Friday. It's a Friday, and even if we get trending action, I think you have to be on the lookout
Tucker
for
said,
maybe.
I don't think it was a bad call.
Yeah.
In the moment you made as close as possible to the best choice.
Yeah. So I made a mistake by not taking the first profit, but then when I made that mistake to just get out at the +3, I think was okay. And that did actually end up being able to get filled at 21. It doesn't matter because there's no way that we could have known that.
Heath said, yeah, I could have got an extra tick out of mine as well, but the stalling there was not worth the risk. I also had a lower price than you guys though.
It's okay. I think that makes me up on the week, though. What should that put me at? Let me look at my statement from yesterday. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Last 5 values. Yes. It puts me about actually on even. Because I had that one day where it was -9, remember? That one sucked because I really could have been profitable.
Alligator said ZTZFZN bouncing on S1. Looks like range action today, no news, no catalyst.
Well, now back to 220. So another thing, back onto this, should I have waited for the 21? um, I think that if I had waited for the 21 and gotten it, it would have been lucky. Because I mean, gosh, look, I could be looking at -1 now, Oh, I take that back. I got short at 23, right? Yep. Yup. This one looks like more of a real pullback. Like back to 16 in ZB, and then maybe another test of the lows.
Tucker said yeah. Next time you bid instead of bailing, it'll probably be that one time where it walks back to B/E.
Yeah, exactly. And like honestly, I think that for me, it's probably better that I start to build the habit of just taking it, because what has screwed me up in the past is being just a little bit there but not quite to my target, and then letting it come all the way back. So that I saw that and just clicked out, I think says I'm learning. What are they saying in the Bitcoin channel? I'm seeing this high 86 to 87 is the last point of resistance for the bears. Otherwise, it opens up quite a bit of room for the bulls over the next couple of months at least. No. I'm gonna post my my charts here. Notifications. Oh. We lost a subscriber. That's okay. This is looks scary to me.
_NE0 said the last few bumps weren't high volume.
No. So this is coming back quite strongly, isn't it?
_NE0 said I'm a bit cautious, not sure what the volumes were on Bitfinex.
So I want I'm gonna show you guys the chart again for Bitcoin. First of all, do we have any comments in the So Huang? Oh, hi, how are you? Okay, so here's the chart of Bitcoin. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, this was the crash after Mt. Gox, and here's the crash after well, nothing really happened, it just crashed, right? December, okay?
Tucker said Imo, the day is done. Friday, early morning solid move. Everybody who made money takes an early weekend while the losers devour each other trying to make it back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to trade anymore. When Tyler came in and did that block buy at, where was it? 21 half. So it's like, okay, I'm done. Because sometimes they just will rotate around that. Now this case, it looks like they want to go back up to the VWAP, but I don't know what else they're going to do. Anyways, so yeah, I'm done. So this especially, you see how there was like a big dip and then it kind of come back and then it kind of went down and then it kind of came back again and then it really went down and then it was dead for a while and it really came back and then that was when it really got ugly. Right? So where, just based on the waves, where does it look like we are? Well, here was the peak in the crash. Okay. And then the move down. And here you have it, the move down. And now the bear trap. Or the bull trap. It's a bull trap because that's a trap for bulls. See it? Same waves. Exact same waves. We are higher this time. So we are actually more overbought than we were back then. And we're about halfway to 150, and I think that we may get the 150. Okay. Next up, this chart over here. Look at it. Look at it over here on our 6-hour chart. Okay. Here was the first low. Step. Okay. Now we would see it go to about 1,000 and dump. So in chat, look at the volume. Okay, so anyways, this at 10K there's going to be a huge wall there. So this might be like kind kind of almost like a cup and handle. I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't really call it anything. This right here, of course, we know was a pump and dump. Okay, this one was not because we didn't see the margin on the data mesh come up. Well, they turned back around in ZN again, quite sharply. I'm still not going to trade it. So, anyways, so we come back to the big question. Here's Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has been as high as this. And for us to get back up there again, I think, would be beating out this level right here. So I think in Bitcoin Cash, it looks pretty positive. Ethereum is like, we can't read anything into it because it's almost equal to this last spike, and I don't know what that means. If I was in Bitcoin, I'd be looking to get rid of it now. The altcoins, I'm unsure. Okay, so let's type this up. don't know. I know there's. I'm like kind of being weird because I had a +3. That's good. I'm happy about that. Now I'm just coming back over here and looking at the Bitcoin thing, and like when I see that chart, it kind of scares me. And when I look at my portfolio, it's in a good spot. But I can't really like so like the Sia coin. Like I'll just walk you through what I'm thinking here on these. So like the Sia coin, I could hold or I could not. I think that if I get rid of it, that I could maybe get this low again. So it might be worth taking that one off. Garlic coin, I have to keep, like, there's not even any point in selling that. Same with Polytimos, it's not even, so it's so small, it's not worth trying to get rid of it. The Nano, maybe I keep that. I don't know. So, but then when we get into these like Verge, I'm probably, if I get to the 9,500, gotta get rid of it. Steam, I would have to power down to get out of, so I don't think I would get out of it. Monero, yeah, sure, even though it's not worth much. Oh, it is $25. Never mind. I can't believe I got $25 out of Monero. It's just mining from my CPU. Wonder if I look here, crypto. Did they ever give me a the pool that I mine to doesn't find blocks very often. Yeah. So I still haven't received my Monero from them yet. Ethereum. Yeah. Bitcoin Cash. I mean, those are the big ones, so I think I have to get out. Like, I even though I see a flipping happening, when we were doing this before, Bitcoin drug everything down. So if I get to 150 on the indicator, I think that as positive as some of these other coins may look, they're not going to be able to pull it off. What's probably going to happen is Bitcoin Cash will go down, but it just won't go down as severely as last time. But I'm not entirely 100% sure that now is. I think it could get to 150. So, yeah. What else can I say? It's a scary trade, guys. Yeah. Da, ba, ba, da. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe they take it lower. I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised. They can do anything on Friday. It's just it's not like Friday. I mean, that's the thing that's so weird about Fridays, I think. It's not like Friday has a tendency to be range bound. I really don't think that's the case. I've actually seen some really good moves on Friday. It's just that it never does what I expect. Like, literally never. How do you go about mining and storing that? Oh yeah, so I just use XMRig and then I mine it to my wallet that is basically in cold storage. So I created a wallet, printed out the keys onto a piece of paper, hid it somewhere, and then so yeah, so to pull that one out would take a little bit of work on my part. Unlike some of the other ones, some of them I'll mine directly to the exchange and some of them I don't and things like that. So but I am surprised that that one has actually gained me quite a bit. And it's CPU mining. But I have a good CPU, so yeah. I'm gonna mine. I need to look here. How much Verge did we get over the night? Where is it? It's this one right here. 61. So I'm not quite there. I want 500 Verge. Maybe if I'm thinking about selling everything, though, I should switch back to Garlic Coin today. Yeah, I think I got to do that. Although this was like $1. Several dollars, in fact, I think, right? Because we're at 7, but let's just round it up to 10. That's like $6 in 2 days. Boop. Yeah, now they're really stuck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm super torn. I'm gonna be watching the coins like a hawk this weekend because I don't want to sell my Bitcoin Cash, but because it is moving well. But if we get a drop, I'm gonna bail. I would love to get back to this level right here, you know. This was the one, remember, where we were right here and I said, hey, it's a good buy. And we got this and it was a good buy, but then Bitcoin pulled us down. So I'm gonna have to say that because I stuck my neck out on the line for that trading. I have to say that I was wrong. And now I'm not getting the same signal. So Bitcoin though, ugh. I think it's scary, guys. I think it's scary. But we'll see. I really think 9,500 is a good bet. They want to get above this, and they'll get plenty of people in there, and then like literally it'll be like 4,000. Okay. So enough doom saying. I have a Ryzen 5. Yeah, mine was a Ryzen. It's XMRig is the one I'm using. There's not very many for Monero, so you'll be able to just search for Monero miners, you'll find it. And Tucker, so that's a good point. If it's a volatile week, you tend to have a volatile Friday, and if it's a lame week, you might as well not turn on the computer. Yeah, I have to watch it because it just feels to me like you're saying that Friday is like, you know, people are messing around with the things because they didn't get what they wanted done earlier in the week. Hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to stop streaming. I will see you. You have a good weekend. It's going to be out. There's the Republican convention here in Utah, which I'm purposely avoiding because it's going to be a circus. And I'm going to go to the Junior University Nationals weightlifting competition. Help them with that. And it's an exciting weekend. But this is like, I've noticed that the universe kind of has a way of having all of these things come together at a certain time, and it's this weekend, and you'll tend to see changes in the market around it, and we did see it this week. So I think that next week should be the first real push into a new phase of the market. So I'm excited to relax this week. So my suggestion is relax extra hard this week, and be ready for next week because there could be some opportunity. Ryan, I was using an ETH miner that owes me Ethereum but never paid me. Oh yeah, well, so the problem with Ethereum is that really any of the larger currencies is that it's higher fees to make a transfer, and so they set the payout much higher. And so to mine enough in Ethereum, you have to mine for like a whole month before it pays you out. With XM rig, I don't think I'm using the best pool. I think I should switch my pool because it doesn't pay out very often because they don't find blocks very often. But like when I mine Verge or Garlic coin, they pay me like every hour because it costs literally nothing to make the transaction. So, and of course you can always change it in most of them. So, yep. My suggestion on the mining is try a bunch of them. Like just find all of the coins that you find interesting and figure out how to mine them, and then benchmark your performance, see how many hashes you're getting on your video card, and then go to what to mine, enter them into their calculator, and have it tell you which one pays out the best. It's usually Ethereum though. You just have to be really consistent with Ethereum to make payouts. Yep. All right. I will catch you guys next week.